Good evening and thanks for joining me once again. On the news, Lawan congratulates President-elect Tinubu and APC. APC maintains majority seats in Senate. Party celebrations bar in Kaduna by police. Ahead of Guba legislative polls, Christ wants Rex redeployed. An APC chieftain to Tinubu. Senate President has congratulated the President-elect Senator Bola Tinubu and the Vice President-elect Senator Shetima Kashim on their election victory. The Senate President stated this in a statement in Abuja on Wednesday by his special advisor on media, Mr. Ola Awoniyi, saying that the victory affirmed the trust of the Nigerian people in the All Progressives Congress APC and its candidates. The statement reads, and I quote, "I congratulate the President-elect Senator Bola Tinubu and the Vice President-elect Senator Shetima Kashim on their resounding victory in Saturday's presidential election. The election was hard-fought on all sides, so this victory is well-deserved and will be savored for a long time by our great party, the APC, and our supporters throughout Nigeria and across the world. This victory affirms the trust of the Nigerian people in our great party, the APC, and its candidates. However, it is also a challenge to us to continue the progressive development of our dear nation, Nigeria, in line with the agenda of our party. Nigerians have spoken unequivocally with their votes in their endorsement of that agenda and the renewed home compacts that you, our flag bearers, presented during the campaigns. This is because of your sterling track records in public service. We are confident that you will competently and faithfully deliver on that compact. The outcome of the election is a seal of approval by the Nigerian people of the performance of the government of the APC in the last 8 years. I commend President Buhari for sustaining confidence in our party. We are also proud of him for his statesmanship in ensuring a level playing field for all the contestants and respecting INEC. I wish to assure the President-elect of the full cooperation and support of the 9th that the 10th Assembly will avail the incoming administration of President-elect Bola Tinubu of similar cooperation and support to deliver on its mandate to the Nigerian people. To my dear colleagues of the incoming 10th Assembly, they should please bear in mind that all eyes are now on them because Nigerians are looking forward to what they have in store for the country. The task of nation building that lie ahead are enormous, but with determination and patriotic zeal, this task will be achieved. May God continue to bless our beloved Nigeria and our great party, the APC, Lawan said. According to the parliamentary election results released so far by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, has maintained its supremacy of the Senate, securing 49 seats. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, 128, Labour Party, 6, while New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, and Social Democratic Party, SDP, got 2 seats, each of the 89 seats announced so far. The Young Progressives Party, YPP, and All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, however, have only produced 1 senator each so far. With 49 senators, the ruling party is yet again in line to retain majority in the 10th Senate. There are 109 seats in the Red Chamber, made up of 3 seats per state and 1 for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. A party with a simple majority produces presiding officers called President of the Senate and Deputy Senate President. Now, State Police Command in Kaduna has placed a ban on all forms of celebrations and rallies, whether for or against the results of the concluded presidential and National Assembly elections in the state. The ban takes effect immediately and spreads across the 23 local government areas in the state. It came on the back of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, declaring the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Bola Tinubu as the winner of the presidential election. This was disclosed in a statement titled General Election Ban on Celebrations and Rallies by Political Party Supporters, issued in Kaduna on Wednesday. According to Mohammed Jalige, the State Police Public Relations Officer, any deliberate act to violate the ban or breakdown of law and order under any guise in the state. He said any deliberate act to violate the ban or cause breakdown of law and order under whatever guise will face the full wrath of the law, as security agencies have been deployed and directed to ensure full enforcement. All persons with intent to violate the order are warned to desist from that, as the command, in collaboration with other sister agencies, security agencies, will deal ruthlessly with any individual or group that tries to cause trouble in the state. The command urged residents not to relent in supporting security agencies in delivering their mandate of securing lives and properties in the state. Resource Center for Human Rights and Civic Education, CHRIST, has called for reshuffle of resident electoral commissions, RECs, to give encouragement to Nigeria's electoral process of the March 11th governorship and state houses of assembly elections. In a statement by its executive director, Comrade Ibrahim Zikirullahi, the organization said in the build-up to this year's general elections, it had identified Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) state offices as weak links in the conduct of the elections. The group precisely named the RECs as one of the weak links in the logistics chain. CDT said, and I quote, "One of the weak links in the logistic chain is the RECs in the states. In the build-up to the elections, CHRIST had identified the INEC state offices as weak links in the conduct of the elections. We have always known that while the INEC leadership in Abuja may have put in place effective plans, those plans are usually undermined by the state offices. INEC state offices run by their RECs must be held accountable for the dismissal performance of the commission." In the lead-up to the elections, CHRIST called for a reorganization, reshuffling of the RECs to ensure that their actions or inactions do not undermine the integrity of the elections. Governorship and State House of Assembly elections are planned for March 11th, 2023. CHRIST urges Professor Mahmood, INEC Chairman Yakubu, to immediately reshuffle the RECs, particularly in states that experienced the most logistical and procedural lapses during the presidential and national assembly elections. The body similarly calls on stakeholders in the electoral process to beam the spotlights on respective RECs to make sure they are also accountable for administrative issues which affect the electoral process in their respective states. In the area of election security, the body calls on the police to thoroughly investigate and bring to justice all the criminal elements who were involved in the incidents which marred elections in Edo, Lagos, Rivers, and any other states in the country. It is significant also that security agencies arrest not only the thugs, but those who sponsor them to undermine the electoral process and the sanctity of the ballots. Still on the news, Malam Salihu Lukman, the National Vice Chairman Northwest of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, has said that the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be held accountable on his promises of renewed hope and expectations of most Nigerians. The APC chieftain added that coming from the trenches, Asiwaju Tinubu has no excuse but to catalyze the development of Nigerian democracy to meet the expectations of Nigerians. In a congratulatory message released Wednesday in Abuja, Lukman rejected a situation where the party's National Working Committee, NWC, led by Senator Abdullahi Adamu, could not render financial report to any organ of the party in a whole year. According to him, some of the things that should be instantly done is to make sure the National Working Committee is accountable and respect the constitution of the party. The former Progressives Governors Forum Director General said the next era of APC government under His Excellency Asiwaju Tinubu must produce the rebirth of the struggle for democracy in Nigeria. It must signal the era of renewed hope for the development of democracy in the country. It should above all be the era for the institutional development of APC as a political party, coming from the trenches as Nigerians. Both as Nigerians and APC members, we will hold Asiwaju Tinubu accountable on this course. Congratulations, Asiwaju Tinubu. Congratulations, APC leaders and members, and congratulations, Nigerians. At this point, we must, as leaders, and associate Muhammadu Buhari for his leadership. In doing so, we should appeal to Asiwaju, being the new leader of our party, to consider this golden opportunity as a call to action to continue the struggle for the development of Nigerian democracy. This will require considerable attention and focus on the development of our party, which will require some internal reform measures to guarantee internal competition within the party. A situation whereby the NWC will operate for almost a year without rendering financial reports or any organ of the party is unacceptable. Similarly, unacceptable is the situation whereby the national constitution of the party. Being the leader of the party, Tinubu should avoid replicating the mistakes whereby, as president of the Federal Republic produced the APC, he would, in continuation, the APC chieftain said, Tinubu must broaden his relationship with gubernatorial candidates in Ebonyi Grand Alliance. Ebonyi State has denied allegations leveled against Wa. He said the Ebonyi State government had alleged he planned the death of the monarch who was killed by yet-to-be identified gunmen. According to the reports, the traditional ruler was gruesomely murdered. The incident threw the whole area into deep mourning. The Ebonyi government, through the Commissioner for Information, Barrister Uchenna Orji, shortly after the incident, District Secretary of the APC in the state, Simbad Ogwatu, according to reports on Tuesday, although debunked the allegations, saying it was a death that at the time I'm mourning the death of my traditional ruler, His Royal Highness Eze Igboke Courts. I have read what was written by Ogwata Chidi Simbad. I have also read the one written by the APC State Working Committee. I don't have any issue with HRH Eze Igboke Ewa. He described the late monarch as a father to him and had visited him 2 weeks ago after he was attacked at Ezilo. Noting that APC was doing everything possible to distract him, but promised not to give room for such. He also vowed to seek legal redress against the accusation, noting that those plotting the accusation must prove the matter beyond any reasonable doubt. He urged residents of the state to patiently await a full investigation as appropriate action will be carried out. Still on the news, in obedience to From today, March 1st, 2023, commercial banks will no longer grant requests from government institutions seeking to withdraw cash. Banks have already notified their customers of the new directive and urged them to use digital channels for all transactions. In a circular dated January 4th, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit (NFIU) directed all financial institutions to discontinue cash withdrawals from public accounts in naira and foreign currency at all levels, including accounts of foreign missions, development partners institutions, mutual funds, and investment funds. Also included are accounts of foreign missions operating in Nigeria, those of all development partner institutions, mutual funds, and investment funds. Cash withdrawals from public accounts and the payment of ASTI codes and overseas allowances to civil and public servants in cash will be prohibited. Local governments have 500,000 naira cash withdrawal limits from public accounts and instituted funds. NFIU also warned that any governor who breaches the law by withdrawing cash from government accounts will automatically be flagged and 167 countries will be notified. President Muhammadu Buhari nominates NHRC boss Ojukwu for reappointment. President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Senate to confirm Anthony Ojukwu for reappointment as the Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission. According to the letter read at the plenary by the Senate President Ahmed Lawan on Tuesday, the reappointment is for 5 years and will be Ojukwu's final term in the position. The letter reads, in accordance with the provisions of Section 7, Subsection 2 of the National Human Rights Commission Amendment Act 2010, I write to forward for confirmation by the Senate the nomination of Mr. Anthony Ojukwu-San for reappointment as Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission for a final term of 5 years. While it is my hope that the Senate will consider and confirm the appointment in the usual expeditious manner, please accept the distinguished Senate President's assurances of my highest consideration. In another letter, also dated February 1st, 2023, the President also sought confirmation of the appointment of Honorable Justice Stanley Lawal as the substantive President of the Customary Court of Appeal in Abuja. The confirmation, according to the President, is in pursuant to Section 266, Subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution. The President is presently presiding over the Federal which saw the emergence of the All Progressives Congress Bola Tinubu as President-elect. Present are the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi Esan, National Security Advisor Babangana Mungono, the President's Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Ministers who are attending include the Ministers of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Farouk, Finance, Zainab Ahmed, Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adeboye, Agriculture, Mohammed Abubakar, Aviation, Hadi Sirika, Niger Delta, Umana, Power, Abubakar Aliyu, Youth and Sports, Sunday Budget and National Planning, Clem Agba, Industry, Trade and Investment, Mariam Katagum, Science and Technology, Henry Iko, Foreign Affairs, Dubai Dada, and Petroleum, Timipre Silva. To refresh our memories, Lawan congratulates President-elect Tinubu on APC. APC maintains majority seats in Senate. Party celebrations bar in Kaduna by police. Ahead of Guba, legislative polls, Christ wants Rex redeployed, and APC chieftain to Tinubu will hold you accountable on...
If you love Nigeria,